Welcome to my channel. Today, I want to ask you a simple question. Have you ever felt that someone left, but the story between you two never truly ended? Sometimes, goodbye is not the final moment. Sometimes, goodbye is just the beginning of a long journey back to the heart. And today, I will tell you a story that teaches English, teaches life, and teaches love, all in one. This is the story of two hearts, one unfinished goodbye. Stay with me, because every moment brings something new, something emotional, and something that will help your English grow naturally. Let's begin. Chapter 1. The Goodbye That Did Not Close the Heart. It was a quiet evening. The kind of evening when the sky looks soft and the world feels slow. Ayan and Mira were standing in a small park where they often met after college. But today felt different. Today felt heavy. Today was their last day together because Ayan had to leave for a new job in another city. Mira tried to smile, but her smile looked tired, like it was carrying something too heavy. Ayan looked down at the ground because he did not know how to look into her eyes. He wanted to be strong, but his heart was confused. He wanted to say many things, but his words were lost inside him, hiding somewhere behind his fear. And this is something I want English learners to understand sometimes. The hardest thing in life is not grammar or vocabulary. Sometimes, the hardest thing is saying what you really feel. Ayan finally said, "So, this is goodbye." His voice was calm, but inside, everything was shaking. Mira nodded slowly. She wanted to say something different. Something like, "Don't go," or "Stay for me," or even, "I need you." But she felt shy. She felt if she spoke honestly, her heart might break. Many students ask me, why is speaking English difficult for me? And I always tell them, it's not English that is difficult. It is the fear behind your words. Mira also felt that fear. Not because she didn't know the words, but because she didn't know how Ayan would react. So she stayed quiet. Silence sometimes feels safe, even when it hurts. Ayan looked at her one last time. Her eyes were full of something he could not understand. Maybe sadness, maybe hope, maybe something even deeper. He felt he should say more, but he didn't. He felt he should ask her something, but he didn't. He felt he should tell her what she meant to him, but again, he didn't. This moment is important for learners. Sometimes, in life and in language, we stop ourselves too early. We think, maybe I will say it tomorrow, or maybe I will say it next time. But sometimes, there is no next time. This is why speaking in English and in life is important. Mira suddenly whispered, almost too soft to hear, "If this is goodbye, why does it feel like something is missing?" Ayan heard it, and that small sentence touched him more than any long speech. She did not cry. She did not beg him to stay. She did not ask him anything. She just said the truth in a simple sentence. And simple sentences are powerful. Just like simple English can also be powerful. You don't need difficult words to express your heart. You only need honest ones. Ayan wanted to answer her, but his voice did not come out. Instead, he picked up his bag and started walking away. With each step, his chest felt heavier. Mira stood still, watching him go, and she felt something strange. She felt that this goodbye was not complete. It was like closing a book when you still have one more chapter left. It was like ending a sentence without a full stop. Something in her heart whispered, "This story is not finished." When Ayan reached the gate of the park, He turned back for a moment. Mira was still standing there, not moving, not speaking, just looking at the place where he had been. He wanted to run to her. He wanted to say, "This is not goodbye." But again, fear stopped him, and that fear created the unfinished space between their hearts. That night, both of them went home feeling the same thing the goodbye did. Not feel like a real goodbye. It felt open. It felt unfinished. And sometimes, an unfinished goodbye is the beginning of a longer story. Chapter 2. The Distance That Made Everything Louder. Ayan reached the new city. The streets were crowded, the buses were noisy, and the city was full of people rushing somewhere. But for him, everything felt empty. He walked to his small apartment, but even the walls seemed to echo with silence. He missed Mira already. Every corner of his mind reminded him of her. The way she laughed, the way she frowned, the way she said things softly, as if she was afraid the world would not understand. And here, I want to pause and tell English learners something. When we feel emotions, we can describe them in simple English. For example, Ayan could think, "I feel sad. I feel lonely. I miss her." Simple sentences like this can express deep feelings, and they are easy for beginners. Meanwhile, Mira's days felt strange too. She tried to continue her routine, to read her books, to go for walks, to meet her friends. But even in the middle of laughter, something inside her felt missing. Every cafe reminded her of Ayan. Every book reminded her of their late-night talks. Every song reminded her of the park where they had said goodbye. She tried to forget him. She tried to tell herself, "He has left. Life will continue. I will be fine." But the truth is, the heart does not follow logic. And this is important for learners to understand. English is not only about grammar, it is also about feeling. You can practice English by writing about your feelings, just like Mira is trying to understand hers. Ayan opened his phone and wanted to send her a message. He typed, "I miss you," but then he deleted it. He tried again, "Are you okay?" and deleted it again. Why? Because he was afraid. He was afraid of her answer. He was afraid that she might say something that would hurt him. And sometimes, in life, the hardest words are not about grammar, but about courage. In English, we can practice courage too by speaking, writing, or even thinking our feelings in simple sentences. "I am scared. I don't know what to do. I hope she is safe." These are sentences that even beginners can use to tell their hearts. Mira also wrote a note on her phone. "I hope he is safe. I hope he is happy. I hope..." But she stopped. She could not finish it. Every word felt heavy. Every word reminded her of what she really wanted to say. Spike moment here. Both of them were thinking of each other at the same time, but neither knew it. Distance made everything louder. Their silence became a language of its own, a language only hearts could speak. One day, Ayan remembered a small notebook Mira had given him during their last meeting. He opened it and read a page she had written months ago. The words made him smile and ache at the same time. "I hope you never forget me." He had not forgotten. He realized he could not, and this realization made him act. He started planning. He started thinking. Maybe he should return. Maybe he should speak. Maybe the unfinished goodbye could finally find its words. But he also felt fear again. What if she had moved on? What if she no longer needed him? This inner conflict made his heart pound. And for English learners, this is a moment to remember. You can practice English by expressing doubts too. I don't know. I am afraid. What if simple sentences, powerful feelings? Mira felt the same. She sometimes thought he had already forgotten her. But every memory, every word, every moment they had shared whispered, "This is not over." And the truth is, distance sometimes teaches us more than presence. Distance teaches clarity. Distance teaches what the heart truly wants. And so, their lives continued, apart, but never really separate. The goodbye that felt incomplete was becoming a quiet voice inside both of them. A voice that said, maybe it is not too late. And this is the moment where the story starts to move forward. Something is about to happen that will change everything. Something that will make the unfinished goodbye speak louder than ever. Chapter 3. The news that pulled the past back. Ayang was sitting on a small bench in the city park near his apartment. The city noise surrounded him, but his mind was quiet and full of memories. He kept thinking about Mira. He thought about the park where they said goodbye, about her soft voice, about the unfinished sentence she whispered that day. He wanted to call her, to send her a message, to tell her everything he had kept inside. But he didn't. Fear stopped him again. And then, something unexpected happened. One of his old friends from college, Samir, called him. Samir had news that made Ayang's heart jump. And here is a lesson for English learners. Sometimes in English, we use simple words to describe shock or surprise. You can say, "I can't believe it!" Or, "What? Really?" These are easy words, but they carry strong feelings. Samir said, "Ayang, I just heard something about Mira. She might leave the country next month for a long study program. I think she is already preparing to go." Ayang felt his chest tighten. His heart began to beat faster. Spike moment here. He realized that the goodbye he thought was temporary might become permanent. The unfinished goodbye could turn into a final one. He felt panic, fear, and regret all at once. For English learners, this is an important moment. You can express emotions in small sentences. I am scared. I am sad. I don't want this to happen. Simple words, deep feelings. Ayang stood up quickly. His legs felt heavy, but his mind was moving fast. He remembered every moment with Mira. Every laugh, every quiet look, every shared dream. He realized that he had never told her the most important things. How much she meant to him. How much he loved her. How much he regretted not speaking when he had the chance. And now, time was running out. This is a teaching moment for learners. When we express regret in English, we can use simple sentences. I should have told her. I didn't say enough. I wish I had spoken. Easy words, honest, heart. He started thinking about what to do. Should he call her? Should he go to her city? Should he write her a letter? But every second the fear returned. What if she had already made her decision? What if she was too far away now? Spike moment again. The fear of losing someone forever made him feel urgency like never before. This is important in both life and English. Urgency can be expressed in simple words. I must go. I need to see her. I cannot wait. These words can show strong emotions and make sentences more powerful. Ayang finally made his decision. He packed a small bag. He could not wait. He could not think about plans or doubts anymore. He needed to see her, to speak, to fix the unfinished goodbye. His heart told him, that this moment could change everything. Either it would bring closure, or it would open a new beginning. And learners, notice this. Simple words like, I will go, I have to speak, I hope she is there. I can carry deep meaning if spoken honestly. Meanwhile, Mira was unaware of this news. She was busy with her routine, trying to focus on her studies and friends. But inside, she felt an invisible pull. Sometimes, she would think of Ayan and feel the unfinished thread of their story. She did not know that he had already decided to return. And this is a suspense moment when two hearts are thinking about each other but do not know the other's feelings. The story becomes powerful. English learners can write or say their thoughts like this. I wonder if he thinks about me. I hope he remembers. I wish I could see him again. And so, the story was moving faster now. A goodbye that seemed incomplete was about to meet urgency, action, and hope. Ayan was preparing to travel back. The past, the memories, and the unsaid words were all about to collide. And in life, as in English, timing is everything. You must act before words are lost, before moments pass. Chapter 4. The journey back to what was never lost. Ayan was on the train, moving back toward the city where Mira lived. The engine rattled beneath him, and the windows showed blurred trees, streets, and houses. But his mind was not on the passing scenery. His mind was on her. He remembered her smile, her quiet voice, and the day they said goodbye, the unfinished goodbye that had stayed in his heart like a shadow. Spike moment here. Every second of the train ride reminded him of her, and the closer he got, the heavier his heart felt. For English learners, this is a great moment to use simple sentences to describe movement and feelings. I am moving. I am nervous. I cannot wait. These words are easy, but powerful. He tried to imagine what he would say when he saw her. Should he run to her? Should he speak softly? Should he start with an apology? Or should he just look into her eyes and hope she understood everything? His thoughts were a storm. Spike moment again. The fear of saying the wrong thing made him almost stop. But his love for her pushed him forward. Learners can use sentences like this in English to express doubt and hope. I am not sure. Maybe I should say, I hope she feels the same. Simple English can show strong emotion. Every station they passed reminded him of the time they spent together. He thought of the small cafe where they first met, the library where they laughed over the same book, the park where they said goodbye. Memories were both sweet and painful. He realized that love is not always easy. Sometimes it is confusing, full of silence and distance. And this is important for learners. You can describe memories with simple past tense in English. We met, we laughed, we cried, we talked. Small words can tell a big story. When he finally arrived in the city, his heart was racing. He grabbed a taxi and asked the driver to take him to her home. But when he reached her street, he saw that her building was quiet. No lights, no movement. A wave of panic hit him. Spike moment. What if she already left? What if I am too late? For beginners, this is a good way to express worry. I am late. I am scared. What if? Simple words. Strong feeling. He remembered the small places she loved to visit, the old park bench, the quiet library, the cafe with tiny cakes. Maybe she was there. Maybe she had gone somewhere familiar. He ran toward the park where they had spent so many evenings together. Every step felt long and heavy. He rehearsed sentences in his mind. I missed you. I am sorry. I love you. But he knew that when he finally saw her, he might not say these words perfectly. And learners, this is a lesson. In English, honesty is more important than perfect grammar. I love you is stronger than a long, complicated sentence. When Ayan finally reached the park, his heart skipped a beat. Mira was sitting on the bench, her back straight, her eyes staring at the trees. Spike moment. He could see her from a distance, and she did not see him yet. Everything he had felt over the past weeks, regret, fear, hope, love, came together in that moment. He realized that sometimes the heart knows its way before the words arrive. And in English, sometimes you just need a few words to express everything. I am here. I am sorry. I missed you. He took a deep breath, preparing for the moment he had waited for. The train ride, the memories, the fear, the hope, all of it had brought him here. The journey back was not just physical, it was emotional. And for learners, this is a beautiful example. When you describe journeys in English, you can combine action with feelings. I ran. I hoped. I remembered. I waited. Simple, short sentences can carry strong emotions. And just as he was about to step closer, Mira moved slightly. She looked up, and their eyes met. Time seemed to stop. Spike moment. The unfinished goodbye was about to speak again. And everything they had left unsaid for weeks would finally have a chance to find its voice. Chapter 5. The unexpected meeting that broke the silence. Ayan's heart was pounding as he slowly walked toward Mira. The park was quiet, except for the rustling leaves and the soft sound of the wind. She was sitting on the old bench, the one they had often shared, looking at the small pond in front of her. Her hair fell softly over her shoulders, and her hands were folded on her lap. Spike moment. He felt a mix of fear and hope. Fear because he did not know what she would say. Hope because he had finally found her after all these days. For English learners, this is a great moment to use simple sentences to describe a scene. She is sitting. He is walking. The park is quiet. Easy words, but they create a strong image. Mira sensed someone approaching. She looked up, and their eyes met. Time seemed to stop. She froze, her breath catching slightly. Ayan stopped too, unsure whether to speak first. Spike moment. Both of them wanted to talk. Both were afraid. Both were full of unsaid words. In English, you can describe hesitation simply, I don't know what to say. I am afraid. I hope she understands. Beginners can use this style to express complicated emotions clearly. Ayan finally found his voice. Mira. His words faltered. He took a deep breath. I never stopped thinking about you. About us. Mira's eyes softened. She smiled faintly, a little shyly. I missed you too, she whispered. And just like that, the tension started to melt. For English learners, notice the simplicity. I missed you. I never stopped thinking. Short sentences, but full of feeling. They sat on the bench together, not saying much at first. The silence was comfortable now, not heavy. Spike moment. Sometimes, silence can speak louder than words. Mira finally broke it. Why did we let silence become our story? She asked softly. Ayan looked at her and smiled sadly. I don't know. I was afraid. I thought if I spoke, I might lose you. She reached for his hand. We both let fear win, she said. And learners, This is a perfect example of expressing regret and honesty in simple English. I was afraid. I am sorry. I should have spoken. Easy words, deep feelings. They started talking, slowly, at first. They talked about small things. The park, the pond, the trees, the little birds that had been there for weeks. Then the conversation grew deeper. Ayan shared how he had felt lonely and worried when he moved. Mira shared how she had tried to forget him but could not. Spike moment. Both of them realized they had been thinking about each other every single day. For learners, describing feelings and experiences is easy with simple sentences. I felt lonely. I thought about you. I couldn't forget. Small sentences, honest and powerful. Ayan finally said what he had held inside for weeks. Mira, I love you. I should have told you the day we said goodbye. I was too afraid, but I can't hide it anymore. Mira looked at him with tears in her eyes. I love you too, Ayan. I was scared too, but my heart never stopped waiting. Spike moment. The two hearts that had been separated by fear, distance, and silence were finally speaking openly. And learners, this is a wonderful lesson. Honesty and simple words can create the most beautiful conversations in English. I love you. I was scared. I never stopped waiting. Simple words. Strong emotions. The sun was setting, painting the park in orange and gold. They sat together, holding hands, smiling shyly, and feeling the warmth that comes when two hearts finally meet again. The unfinished goodbye had finally started to speak. And in English, as in life, timing, courage, and honesty can turn fear into love, silence into words, and distance into closeness. Chapter 6. The goodbye that became their beginning. The sun had almost disappeared behind the trees, leaving the park in soft shades of orange and pink. Ayan and Mira were still sitting on the old bench, holding hands. The air was quiet, but their hearts were full of noise, the noise of feelings that had been silent for weeks. Spike moment. After so much distance, fear, and hesitation, they were finally talking honestly. For English learners, you can describe moments like this with simple sentences. The sun is setting. They are holding hands. Their hearts are full. Short, easy words, but strong meaning. Ayan took a deep breath. Mira, I want to tell you everything I could not say before. When I left, I was scared. I thought maybe we would forget each other. But every day, I remembered you. Every day, I wished I could see you. Every day, I hoped this moment would come. His voice was soft, but it carried his feelings. Learners, notice how simple sentences can be repeated for emphasis. Every day, I remembered you. Every day, I hoped. This repetition makes the story emotional and easy to understand. Mira squeezed his hand gently. Ayan. I felt the same. I tried to continue my life. I tried to forget. But my heart, it never stopped thinking of you. I didn't know how to reach you. I didn't know if I should call or wait. And when I saw you today, I knew all the fear, all the silence was over. Spike moment. Both of them realized they had been waiting for each other the whole time. For learners, expressing feelings like this is simple. I tried. I felt. I hoped. Short words. Honest feelings. Ayan smiled. We let fear speak for us before. We let distance grow too much. But now, we can be honest. Now, We can start again. Not because everything is perfect, but because we are together. Mira nodded, tears in her eyes, and whispered, "Yes, together." And this time, no more silence, no more unfinished words. We speak now. We feel now. We live now. Spike moment. Their emotional reunion was complete. Learners can see that simple sentences like, "We speak now, we live now," carry power because they are honest and immediate. They sat quietly for a few moments, watching the sky change from orange to deep blue. The world seemed calm, but inside, everything was alive. Every heartbeat, every smile, every look they exchanged was a story. And this is a lesson for English learners. Sometimes, writing or speaking about feelings doesn't need long sentences or difficult words. Simple words, repeated at the right time, tell the most beautiful stories. I love you. I waited. I am here. Simple English, strong meaning. Ayan and Mira stood up together, hand in hand. They walked slowly through the park, feeling the cool evening air, feeling the closeness that distance had never been able to break. Spike moment. The goodbye that once felt unfinished had now transformed into a new beginning. And learners, this is a metaphor for learning English too. Sometimes we feel fear, hesitation, or uncertainty. But if we speak honestly, practice daily, and trust the process, every small step becomes a beginning, not an ending. Finally, they stopped at the park gate. Hayan looked at Mira and said softly, "Some goodbyes teach us that love can wait. Some goodbyes teach us courage, and some goodbyes lead to a beginning we never imagined." Mira smiled, leaning her head on his shoulder. "Yes, Ayan, our goodbye was only a pause, and now our story truly begins." And that, dear learners, is how two hearts, one unfinished goodbye, became a story of hope, love, and courage. Simple words, simple hearts, and a story that teaches both English and life. If you enjoyed this story and learned new English today, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave your thoughts in the comments. Your support helps me create more beautiful, simple English stories that teach both language and life. Remember, every word you practice can become part of your story, just like Ayan and Mira's.